What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, ladies? Welcome back to the Officer Tatum Show. Jessica Gorman's testimony went insanely out of control in the congressional hearing. You got to see this, yelling matches. And I think that the mother gave the most heartfelt plea to Congress that I've ever seen in my life regarding her daughter. Kirk Franklin is in the news again. Some of you guys know Kirk Franklin from that old song, Stomp. But Kirk Franklin is in a controversial situation now because he almost got into a fight with somebody who said him and his wife is going to hell if they don't repent, which is crazy. Ilhan Omar linked to fraud, which we all know she is. Hopefully she get deported if she's not a naturalized citizen in the United States of America. I'm going to throw a party if they kick her out of this country. Pastor James Manning is the craziest pastor on planet Earth. The crazy thing is that all of the things that he say, as vulgar and as ridiculous as it may sound, a lot of what he's saying is true, though, and nobody can deny it. Before we get to all of that, socialism is spreading its way and its ugly fangs through cities across this country, and people think that socialism is only centralized in New York City. But now we got people getting elected in Colorado that are bad crap crazy. Welcome to the Officer Tatum Show.
I want everybody in this room to have that same spirit, that same identity carried in your life.
Make sure that you go through life and find your purpose.
And we don't do this just to get a pat on the back. We do it because we came here to win.
And it starts with you understanding that God has a purpose for you.
This is the time to be more bold than ever before.
We're all Americans at the end of the day, and we should love one another. We should be focused on what's right for our country.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Officer Tatum Show. Hey, I want to tell you guys about the podcast. I have a podcast. I've been having a podcast for several years, and a lot of people may not know I have a podcast. So the content that you get here, we have it in podcast form. So make sure you go and download the podcast on the Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts at. The Officer Tatum Show. The Officer Tatum Show on all the podcast networks. Also, Substack. I write articles every single day on the top subjects that I speak about. We're going to try to renovate that and make it even better for people who love to consume information on the written level. So I'm very proud of it. We got over 14,000 people that follow me on there. I'm trying to get it up to 1 million people following on the Substack. So you stay tuned. Go find me on Substack, The Officer Tatum Show on there as well. And I want to give a shout out to the members. Thank y'all for joining the membership program. These are my deputy chiefs. Thank y'all from the bottom of my heart. I love every single one of y'all just like I love my kids. I love them all the same. All right. Let's get to the first topic of the day, and is what is happening in New York City. Real quick, it was breaking news earlier. Obviously, I jumped on it now. I don't know if these people are down yet or they fell off or whatever the case may be, but these fools scaled the Empire State Building like they Bonnie and Clyde or somebody. And here's the clip.
We have some breaking news heading right to New York City, and take a look at your screen if you're away from it. These are people that have ascended the Empire State Spire in New York City. We see a couple of people, two individuals who appear masked, and they have now placed what looks like a flag with a message on it on top of the Empire State Spire. So this is a live look out of New York City, and we've been trying to read what this flag says. It's a little unclear, but we do see the word love. We see the word power and peace as well. So this is happening right now live out of New York City, and it almost looks like these people might even have what appears to be some capes on them with masks that cover their head as well as their face. So this is a lot.
So a bunch of idiots is going to waste resources from the government to get them down or to arrest them after they did this. I don't understand why people make points like this. And nobody's reading that little stupid flag that you got up there that nobody can even read in the first place. Y'all didn't even think about the fact that you probably want to put 3 words on there instead of 1,500. Nobody's going to read that. Sugar honey iced tea. Now let's get to Denver, Colorado, where people are going crazy, and this is what y'all get. That's one thing I love about the United States of America. You can choose the state that you want to live in, and I definitely don't want to live where these communists are at. It's only going to last for an amount of time before people start getting raped and pillaged, and then they're going to be wishing that there was a conservative that run their city. Roll the clip.
I think it's the most Democrat district in Colorado. It's almost the district's almost almost entirely the city of Denver. A little bit outside the city, but not much. And so last week, when these socialists won in New York, you heard the media say, "Well, this is just urban New York. It's not really what we're all about." But now we're going to Denver in their most Democrat district, and we're taking a poll of Democrats, old Democrats, young Democrats, and saying, who do you want? And who do they want? They want a person identifying with the social Democrat Socialists of America, the Justice Democrats, whatever they are, which would be great to find out who's funding all of this.
We already know who's funding it, but I want you guys to pay close attention. Listen to what this lady's saying in her not concession speech, but her victory speech. Roll the clip.
It's a Democratic socialist defeating a 30-year Democratic incumbent in Denver, Colorado, in the district primary yesterday.
All right, this comes as influencer Hassan Piker, one of the most ungrateful Americans we have, warns that progressive politics is, quote, coming to a city near you, and he's not lying.
It's insane. Madeline Rivera joins us live from Washington with the details. Good morning, Maddie.
Hi, good morning. That's right. Colorado's first congressional district is the latest to see a shift to the far left. Voters ousted Democratic Representative Diana DeGette in favor of political newcomer Milad Quiros in the primary. It marks a major generational shift as well. DeGette came to Congress in 1997, only months before 29-year-old Quiros was born. Quiros, a Democratic socialist, supports Medicare for all, abolishing ICE, and ending U.S. military funding for Israel. Her victory comes after several far-left candidates in New York wrapped up a series of wins in last week's primaries. She indicates there is more of where that came from.
We will not wait to take the fight to Donald Trump and the oligarchy. We will not wait. We will not wait to abolish ICE. We will not wait to put an end to the politics of the past, to get big money out of our politics, and to reject corporate PACs and AIPAC. And no, we will not wait to end the genocide in Palestine.
Far-left Twitch streamer Hassan Piker is backing up those sentiments. Piker is outspokenly anti-Israel and has minimized the October 7th attacks. He's also said America deserved 9/11. He's been campaigning heavily for all DSA candidates, including Quiros.
I think progressive politics, left populism, a politics that centers the needs of the working class can work in every district, in every state. That's why I kept saying over and over again, it's coming to a city near you.
But the progressive movement hit somewhat of a speed bump, too, on Tuesday. Democratic incumbent Senator John Hickenlooper was able to fend off a challenge from 43-year-old State Senator Julie Gonzalez. Hickenlooper says this was likely his final campaign for elected office. Lawrence Ainsley and Brian.
Now, I hope this is a wake-up call for you guys. These people are nutty. They want to abolish ICE. They want no police, no prisons. I don't know how people are this stupid. It's a generation of indoctrination. That's pretty much what happens. These entitled young stewheads get indoctrinated at universities at a cost, which means that you are paying them hundreds of thousands of dollars with interest to indoctrinate you and make you stupid and useless. And what happens is you get caught up in, she's a brown person. You get caught up in, we're going to make everything right for you. Everything's going to be free. We're going to steal money from them to give it to you. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. We're going to forgive student loan. Remember they said that crazy stuff? Yeah, Medicaid for all. Yeah, free travel, free needles, free drugs, free, what do they call it? Prostitution, free weed. Everything's free until you run out of money. It's like your kids, you take them to the store and you go buy everything you want. At some point, you're going to run out of money. I don't know how y'all do this stuff, but that's what you get. Hope your city burn. And when it burn, don't come to Arizona. It's already too hot here anyway. All right, let's get to one of the most controversial pastors in the United States of America, I would argue. And I'm kind of shocked that he is a pastor, to be quite honest. When I was growing up, pastors used to have a level of decorum. right? Meaning that they say the things that are truth or things that are truthful, but they don't use vulgar language and all kind of other stuff in conjunction. But this pastor here says the wildest stuff I've ever heard in my life from a pastor. But the crazy thing is that although his delivery is crazy, the stuff he be saying is correct in a lot of ways. Don't judge me. He said it. Roll it.
I know I got blue eyes. I know I got blonde hair. But mama, inside, I'm a nigga. I want to be a nigga. Mama, I want to be a nigga. Mama, I want to eat watermelon. I like hot sauce. I like a basketball, and I don't want to work. Mama, I'm a nigga. I'm a nigga. I'm a nigga. I ain't no white man. I know I got blonde hair, but mama, I'm a nigga. Can you take me to the doctor? Can you take me to a doctor? I want to be a nigga. Mama, I'm a nigga. Now, you may not like that, but that's what the Lord told me to tell you.
That's what the
if
Lord
you were born
said.
white, blue eyes, and red hair, you ain't no nigga. Now, you can try to be one. You can cut off your hair if you want. You can put on contact lenses, but you still a white boy. You ain't no nigga.
All right, let's get to the other clips. We tried to edit as much as we can. I ain't never heard that many N-words in my life. This is other stuff that he has said. Now, I ain't gonna, that part, I don't really know where he was getting at with that, but some of this other stuff, he do carry a point here. Roll it.
Dr. Martin Luther King was one of the most racist people that ever walked upright on planet Earth. And somebody needs to say it. Somebody needs to tell y'all why you're lazy, why you don't own anything. It isn't that economic opportunities don't develop. It isn't that you can't have a string of restaurants. Sylvia went down to Atlanta and tried to establish her Sylvia, but the niggas won't work. They don't want to come in on time. They got a bad attitude about everything, and they don't want to prepare the food consistently the same way.
Now, let me just say this real quick. I'm telling you, as sure as I'm sitting here, everybody's grandpa, if you sit down and ask them, what you think about the new generation of people, they say the same thing he's saying. They say it, but they don't want to say it in front of white people. That's the whole crux of this stuff. People do not disagree with me. I had one of the most prominent activists in America on the black side call me today. We talked on the phone. I don't think that a lot of these people disagree with what I'm saying. They just don't like me saying it in front of white people. Because when you grow up in a neighborhood where it's a bunch of black and they cutting up, black people that got sense, they sick of this. They sick of these young people going around tearing up everything and acting a fool all day long. They say the same, stay away from these. Get away from it. When I get some money, I'm moving away from all of this. This is what black people think. And this guy saying it as a pastor, and it's crazy. All right, come on.
Now think about this. How stupid think about when white folk look at y'all while they follow Donald Trump. How stupid these black people are. First they say they're Muslim, that don't work. Then they say they're Jews, that don't work. Now they're saying Jesus is black. Damn. I mean, has anybody ever taken the time to look at how stupid black people are? Now Black Lives Matter. For what? I'm tired of the Democrat Party making bitches out of our women and pussies out of our men. I'm tired of it. I'm tired. I've had enough of it. I've had enough of it. The man needs to stand up and be a man. Stand up and take back our community. Stand up and tell the truth. And Al Sharpton needs to go. He needs to be off television tomorrow. He needs to go. You look at the children that are suffering, ain't got no daddy, and watching mama and some nigga dragged in off the street having sex because all they got is that one room. And the daughter's watching, a 3-year-old daughter's watching sex going on. It needs to stop. Free bus ride. Rent free. There go the niggas again. Government, gimme. You can't manage niggas. You can't trust me. I've been working with them for 45 years. A nigga just ain't gonna do the right thing. He got an attitude about everything. Pastor Manning, he ain't for the black man. He against the black man. Then you got rap music. Damn. And it gets worse. Our youth today, They're like a bunch of monkeys. I swear before God. Black Gen Zers, somewhere between 15 and 30, they're like monkeys. They're like marauding monkeys, turned loose on shopping malls, restaurants, running amok, knocking over things, fighting and shooting and killing, half naked. They're like monkeys. Send their asses back to the jungle. Stop Mondani. Stop him, and stop him now through my candidacy, the candidacy of Pastor James Manning. That's me, to be the mayor of the city of New York.
So I think he ran for office, man, which is crazy. You know, I just want to show this, and then we're going to play the cartoon character that I swear is the same person. I think Boondocks watched Pastor Manning, and they made a character out of Pastor Manning. But let me just say this real quick. What he's saying is not all fake and false, man. You go look at these videos I be posting, these people fighting in the street and twerking on cars and getting kicked out of stuff and always violent. It's not every black person, but it's enough of them that black people need to say there's a difference between us and them. There's a difference between a black man that carries himself well, take care of his family, work hard, believe in the American dream. You don't have to agree with everything in America, but you believe in the American dream. You love your country, you're willing to serve your country, and all of these basic stuff. Versus the ones out here acting a fool and sagging and cussing and everything they do is victimhood and they frauding each other and all kind of stuff. But here's Uncle, who is this Uncle Ruckus? Tell me Pastor Manning isn't the same person. Even the eye. He got the haircut and the eye, just like Ruckus. Roll the clip.
Okay, first of all, ain't nobody talking while I'm talking, so shut the fuck up. My name is Uncle Ruckus, and I will be nigger-sitting you two until your grandfather returns. Your granddaddy picked me because I am a licensed zoologist. I have studied a variety of wild animals, and the African male is by far the most savagely cunning. This is an opportunity to observe you niggers in your natural habitat and collect data. But be warned, whatever nigger trickery you got up your sleeves does not affect me.
All right, here's another one.
I wake up at 4:45 in the a.m. every morning. That's about 12 hours before most niggas wake up. I am a very spiritual person. I start each day by thanking the white man for the sunrise, for the land I walk on, for the air I breathe. I also apologize for niggas, but Lord knows they ain't gonna apologize for themselves. As you can see here, I enjoy building small shrines to certain special white people who are important in my life. This one here is dedicated to John Wayne. Great white man. Didn't take no shit from niggers, Indians, nor Mexicans. Yeah, I work about 32 jobs over the course of a week. I think it's interesting I got 32 jobs and most niggas say they can't find one. Niggas.
So, just so when you guys look at my comment section and you see somebody calling me an Uncle Ruckus, they done made up something and they say that I'm like him. Now, some of y'all may agree. I don't know. But I don't go that hard, right? I don't think everything is bad. But I do think it's necessary that we call out the garbage when it happens. That's called holding yourself accountable. That's respectable. If you want to be respectable in the world, you have to call this stuff out, man. And for some reason, people it's like kryptonite or something. They're averse to saying it's wrong. These people out here cutting up. You can't go to some of these black communities without getting killed or something. It's terrible. Anyway, let's get to the next topic. It's Ilhan Omar connected to fraud, which I know nobody's shocked. He wrote a clip.
So Ilhan Omar's possible ties to a massive Minnesota fraud scheme are back in the spotlight. That after one of the scheme's alleged orchestrators was arrested in Somalia just last week. Garrett Tenney's watching that. Midwest Bureau with more. What details do you have now, Garrett? Hello there.
Hey, Bill, good morning to you. This guy who was arrested was allegedly one of the orchestrators of the massive Feeding Our Futures fraud scheme. And when he was charged 4 years ago, Abdikerm Idle fled the country. His name came up a lot during the trial of the now convicted ringleader of the scandal, Amy Bach. And that trial also exposed multiple communications they had with Congresswoman Ilhan Omar's staff. For example, in February 2021, there was an email chain between Bach and Omar's office with the subject line, "Help with USDA food programs," the same programs that were targeted by the fraudsters for more than $250 million. A couple weeks later, Bach sent Idle an email with the subject line, "Ilhan's office." There was also a string of text messages between Bach and Omar's staff. What did all of those messages say? Well, we don't know that because they were sealed by the court. And when Minnesota lawmakers investigating the fraud requested Congresswoman Omar to turn those records related to her office's contacts with individuals who've been charged or convicted in the scheme, she refused.
It's not like a one-off. She has relationships with many of those who've been convicted or charged in this scheme. So I think it's absolutely relevant that we get to the truth of what those communications with her office were.
Omar has not been charged or accused of any crime connected to the fraud, and she denies any wrongdoing, telling Fox Digital, "Any claim that I had knowledge of this scheme is flat out false. As I stated from the beginning, stealing millions of dollars under the guise of feeding hungry children to bankroll lavish lifestyles and extravagant expenses is reprehensible." State GOP lawmakers are now calling on congressional investigators to take this on, to issue their own subpoena for those records. Bill?
Now, I wouldn't have a problem with them saying, or Ilhan Omar, if she was saying, I have nothing to do with that. Just because these fraudsters tried to communicate with my office and my staff, never communicate with me directly, I have nothing to do with it. There could be people that I've met before that I have taken pictures with, and I have met, and they do crazy stuff. They ain't got nothing to do with me. I don't know these people doing that stuff. I ain't got nothing to do with it. And I will say it flat out. You won't find me hiding and running from somewhere. If somebody was associated with me and they did something they ain't supposed to do, I'm going to flat out say they wrong. I don't support that, and they wrong. They're wrong. They're wrong, 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 wrong. I'm not covering for you. I'm not saying that. They're wrong. And if you got investigated because you didn't done something crooked, and the investigators want to say, hey, can we see the communications between you and this person because this person is caught up in something? Here, man, it's all the messages I've ever sent this person. Why would you try to hide it? You know why they hiding it. Because she knows she didn't say something, and you know, some of the communications would allude to the fact that she had some knowledge of the stuff that they were doing, or she was in on it, a part of it to some degree. That's why she don't want to share it, in my opinion. Why wouldn't you? Unless you're a fraud. All right, here goes Byron Donalds in his quick statement about this. This is the longest, I got 20 seconds left, that I've ever heard in my life. Wrote a clip.
I have just 20 seconds. I want your thoughts. Ilhan Omar, should she be expelled from Congress? The president said possibly even the country. Looks like there's no record of her being a naturalized U.S. citizen through her father. She might have lied about married the brother. What do you think?
Time out. Pause. She left him 4 seconds. Come on, Byron, because he a G. He can take care of business. Roll it.
If she's not naturalized citizen in our country, she's ineligible to be in Congress. So yes, she should be removed.
Short and sweet, baby. All right, my next topic is I think this is we're going to talk about we're not going to go to what's his name? All right, let's go to Jessica Gorman. This is the emotional one. You know what I mean? I think that this mother whose daughter was murdered by an illegal alien probably gave the most heartfelt, unfiltered presentation to Congress that I've ever seen in my life. And it's very sad that they're not taking her serious. It's crazy to me, man. It's crazy to me. I don't care if this was a Democrat or a leftist. If your kid get murdered like this, there's not, wait till you hear what they said to her, which is crazy. But before we get there, I'll tell you guys about Verdict. Best bourbon on the market, smooth, everything you look for, and your best bourbons all in one. And that's the guilty. And then the not guilty, it's the same mesh bill for those of you know bourbon, it's finished with brown sugar. And it will literally blow your socks off when you try it. Go look at all of our reviews. We have hundreds and hundreds of 5-star reviews. Every single restaurant that we have been to, have ordered this bourbon after we've done a tasting. So give it a try. All you got to do is go to verdictbourbon.com, verdictbourbon.com. All right, let's get to this trial. Roll the clip.
The mother of Sheridan Gorman will be on Capitol Hill testifying in a hearing on immigration this afternoon. The Loyola University freshman was shot and killed in March. She was on a walk with friends at the beach. The man who prosecutors say pulled the trigger was a Venezuelan national in the U.S. illegally. Today, Gorman's mother will take part in a hearing with a House Judiciary Subcommittee. The hearing is called Sanctuary Policies, Victims' Perspectives.
All right, here's her testimony, and just even looking at the still shot, you could tell she's very passionate about this, as she should be. Roll the clip.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. I'm a lover. I love children. I love pumping people up and making them feel good about themselves. I'm not racist. I'm not xenophobic. We've done everything right, my husband and I. We taught our daughter to be wonderful, beautiful person. Her love was extravagant. And now I'm going to have to spend my last waking moment, I'm going to have to spend fighting against these policies, fighting for people to say her name. So, if you have the courage, please come talk to me. Come sit on that bench. I'll buy Congress a bench. Talk to each other. Talk to each other. We shouldn't be screaming across the room. I mean, we also shouldn't say but, because I have to just say, and I understand that you're here for a reason, I don't understand why it's only the Republican side that cares about our American children. And I know that you're a mother. I know that you're a father. I deeply value that. But basically what you just did, what you said was, I'm so sorry for your loss. I have a daughter too. I have a son. I feel your pain. You don't. You don't feel my pain. Because the next words out of your mouth were, but. There's no but. When your child is in a coffin, there's no but. And I need you to understand that. And if you ever want to talk about it, I'm here. I'm going to buy you a bench. I'm going to buy, you can put that on the record. I'm going to buy Congress a bench. And they can come and sit and hold my hand and look me in the eye and explain to me why illegal immigrants are more important than my daughter. I really want to know because I don't understand. Please, I welcome you. I will listen. I will listen. I care. I care. I just need you to explain it to me because I don't, and I fear I will never understand.
All right, and there's another one, another clip from her. Roll it.
No family should ever have to bury a child because public officials fail to put American lives first. I'm just asking you to choose us. We choose you. We choose you. Choose us. Why does my child matter less than an illegal immigrant? Why?
And before we get to Stewhead, I think I don't get where the controversy and questioning comes in. I don't understand. If you're illegally in America, why is it such a heartburn for somebody to say you got to be removed from the country? There's no other country where you can be illegally in their country and you don't get put to death or something, or at the minimum deported. Why is America like this way? And then you have these people killing people's babies and kids on some random stuff. And like, this is what you get from Congress when you bring this up in a heartfelt way about your child getting killed by an illegal alien. They're not addressing the illegality of people being in this country. They just sweep it up. They don't give a F. And then they say this to you. Roll it.
Unfortunately, it's the fourth time in this committee that we've had a hearing on sanctuary cities. There's many other things that we could be doing other than this.
I get so upset with your butts, and you don't want to talk about this. This is the fourth hearing. Do you know what I'm thankful for? And this is so messed up. I'm going to say I'm thankful. After hearing, I didn't even know what an angel family was. Had no idea. Never even heard about it. There's so many out here. You know what I'm thankful for? I'm thankful that my daughter was just shot in the back of the head, not murdered, dismembered, put in a garbage can like Megan Boss with bleach poured on her, and they didn't fight her for 50 days. And you can actually dismiss the angel families. You can say, but you don't want to hear four sessions on angel families. I'm sorry, you need to. You need to. I'm actually thankful that my daughter wasn't raped. How messed up is that I'm thankful every day that she was just murdered, not raped and dismembered. Like, think about that. Like, how messed up is that? Do you know what I thought of this morning when I got up? What the joy of, anyone have a baby here? The joy of picking out their first outfit that they're gonna wear on their ride home from the hospital. I had to pick out my daughter's last outfit, and she was a fabulous dresser. We had 100 people come to our home. 100 friends and family came to her home. We had her cremated, actually, after. And they all decorated her urn with rhinestones. All of them put it on there. She is fabulous, even in death. But the first time, all the excitement of having a child and then having people make excuses and buts. I'm sorry. This is unacceptable. There are so many angel families out here. And the day that I have to wake up and be thankful that my daughter was only shot and not raped should tell you something. It's crazy.
How could you hear that and still keep the ideology of, but they should deserve to be here and do whatever they want to do, even though people have had hundreds of years of ancestry here? Their ancestors fought that this country may be free. And you got people who did not sweat to build this country, get to come over here and reap the benefits of all that everybody's worked for. Illegally. We let millions of people come here legally. We let millions of people legally migrate to the United States of America, more than any country on planet Earth. And y'all can't come here legally. You gotta cheat the system. I want to cuss. I want to scream. I want to just blow up and lose my mind and threaten people and everything. But I'm not. Now let's hear how a fight almost ensued because the Republican, and I don't know if Mr. Lawler is a Republican or not, but I'm assuming he's a Republican because he got common sense. And I know that little bald head weirdo, or he got a Super Bowl haircut. I got all this missing. Bro, just cut that off, bro. Whole back piece gone. And he's saying something stupid. Then I know he's a Democrat. Roll the clip.
The same outrage you feel about Renee Good and Alex Preddy,
Mr.
you
Chairman,
should feel about Sheridan Gorman and Laken Riley and every angel family in this country.
I do feel that outrage.
You do not. Because if you did, you would not support sanctuary
jurisdiction. Do you feel the
jurisdiction.
outrage about Alex Preddy and Renee Good? You should be ashamed. You don't belong in this committee.
Jamie.
You should get the hell out of here.
Disgrace.
You don't understand the rules of the committee. You don't understand the Constitution.
You're a
Full of it. Mr.
Raskin, you're an absolute disgrace supporting sanctuary policies.
Say one word about
Get rid of
Say one word about Alex Preddy and
I
Renee
did.
Good.
I wrote a whole New York Times op-ed about it. You should be absolutely
follow the
ashamed of
rules of the
yourself
committee.
for not opposing sanctuary policies that resulted in their daughter's death.
The committee will be in order.
See, that's why I can't get elected. Y'all keep saying, Brandon, you gonna run for office? No, because I'd be, come on down here, big dog. Tell me to my face that I'm a disgrace. Come on, big dog. Come on down here. You'll be, the rest of your wig piece will be hanging off. Anyway, let's get to Kirk Franklin just real quick because I got an interview I have to get to. Some of you guys know Kirk Franklin. He is probably one of the most talented gospel artists to ever live. He's helped write so many artists' songs and produce songs, and the guy's just got a lot of talent. But unfortunately, when you have a lot of talent as a Christian artist, you run into this thing where Jesus ain't good enough for you. And I'm not saying that this is exactly how they feel, but Jesus ain't good enough for you. So you have to go to the secular world to get love and be a part of that too. And I don't like it for gospel artists. If you want to be an artist, just be an artist. If you're gonna go into the realm of being a gospel artist, then you need to stick to gospel music and the things of God, instead of vacillating back and forward, doing collabs with sinners. When I say sinners, I'm talking about people openly, intentionally, with no regret sinning. So, just as a quick recap, if you guys don't know who he is, let me play a quick clip for you, Rose.
That's why. He saves the day. He will come through. He won't fail. That's not what superheroes do. No greater love. Enough like this. Makes my heart beat. Forever. All I wanna do is make you proud of me. That's why. I don't wanna love nobody but you. I don't wanna love nobody
All right. Now let's get to his controversy. And then we're going to show a little bit of why people are a little outraged at his vacillation between being a gospel artist and being secular. The way he dressed, the way he acts, the way he presents himself. And let me give a shout out to my boy Brandon, which is a security guard. We went to school together. Shout out to you, Brandon. I don't want to give your whole name. I don't want nobody looking you up trying to dox you or nothing. But I just want to give a big shout out, man. I saw him in the airport the other day. Anyway, roll the clip.
If anybody teaches a different doctrine, I cannot shake their hand and wish they got you. You need to repent. You need to repent from your sins. You need to repent. You need to repent. You and your wife are going to go to hell. You and your wife are going to go to hell. Yes. You and your wife are going to hell.
So let me just break this down just real quick. I don't like either side of it, right? I don't think that Kirk Franklin should be doing things that are overtly secular. You know, you got to hold it together, man. If you're gonna be in the spotlight, you represent Jesus. You got to do that well, right? You got to do the best you can. And I think that he's failed in a lot of these areas because he wants to be more secularized. But then you don't go up to some man and say him and his wife going to hell. You know, I just hate these holier than thou Christians. Like you worse than the guy out here sinning and acting a fool. You so holy, you gonna tell a man his wife going to hell and stuff. Man, you ain't God. If some of these Christians would focus on their own salvation, to be quite honest, they'd probably do better. That dude is probably logged into OnlyFans, but he going over to Kirk Franklin telling him you going to hell for something. Because Kirk Franklin's sins and improprieties are public. And so this holier than thou guy got secret drama that he can hide from and blame and shame everybody else. I don't like that. You want to confront the man, then confront him in private. You just want to be viral and make yourself look like you're better than somebody else. And I just don't like when people do that. You can call people out for when they do things wrong, but trying to be viral and talking about somebody's wife, and it's crazy. But here's a clip from Kirk Franklin, which is why people feel like he vacillates. Listen to this clip.
But let me say it like this. When your bitch ass starts getting disrespected, you need to get your skinny motherfucking ass back out the goddamn way before I put my foot in your ass. Because I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. I dare you. Shut the fuck up. I'm old. I will punch your neck, nigga. You ever disrespect me?
I did it. He just hung up the phone. I'll break your neck. Is that a threat?
Okay, two things here that needs to be addressed. One is that a man of God, you don't want to be out here doing that, okay? I know people get mad. Your kids can make you mad. You know, I got kids. Your kids make you mad sometimes, make you want to cuss them out. You don't cuss them out just like that. Some of us has had to cuss. But you don't want to put that out there when you're a big artist. The more that God has given you, the more is required of you. If I ever got into, I wouldn't get into a match like that with my own kids. As soon as it get crazy, I got to step away from it. Especially if I'm on the phone cussing and yelling in front of me, I got to step away. I got to be like, I'm not finna address this because I'm gonna get crazy. So let me just step aside on this. But regardless of that, that's one of the reasons why people see Kirk Franklin and they go, man, what is he doing? Here's another clip.
Oh, this is Kirk Franklin's track record. It's his trademark move. I mean, his signature style, he's been pulling these shenanigans for years, y'all. I mean, it's finally catching up to him. Folks are fed up with his flashy antics, his relentless needs to steal the spotlight with the gyrating dance, moving, and occasionally screaming to the mic. It's like he's more focused on flaunting his physique in a tank top than worshiping the divine Christ. And let's not forget the elephant in the room. His track record isn't exactly squeaky clean, the one where he butler biblical reference, suggesting that lions and lamb would cozy up the goat. Oh, Lord.
All right, so I don't like bashing the people that love the Lord. Kirk Franklin has done a lot of good things for the community and for the world. I just would like for new believers to try to find ways to not over-secularize who you are. That's it, man. You ain't got to live up under a rock and be sitting there doing this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can't talk to people without using Christianese. Like, you know, ain't nobody you're not going to get people with you just being so out of touch. But I'm not saying that you need to be so in touch that people can't tell the difference between you being a preacher or being a motivational speaker. People don't know if you believe in Christ or you believe in something else. They don't know what you believe. You just so happen to be at a church doing stuff to go viral. Like Pastor, what's his name? I can't stand these people. He spit in that dude. He spit in that person's eye, man. Mike Todd and them. Let me say this and I'm gonna shut up real quick. I got an interview. How long until my interview? Give me a time. I got 1 minute to the interview. I'm just gonna say this real quick. It just bothers me because I can tell and have discernment if a person is genuine with God or not. I can see it from a mile away. There are signs and symptoms where people are struggling and their people are just not genuine whatsoever, which means that this person is a pastor in front of you and they do all the little song and dance and they can preach and they can do all this, but behind the scenes they're rude to people, they're mean, they're drinking and cussing and doing drugs and doing orgies and all kind of old crazy swinging and cheating on their wives and all kind of stuff behind the scenes with no remorse. I want you guys to know that a lot of people that you think are good pastors, they are not doing the right thing. You catch them when they're not in their pastor suit, they buying prostitutes, they doing all kind of stuff, man. I'm not saying Pastor Todd is doing that, but the spirit behind people like him, you could tell that when they're not in front of the camera or in the pulpit, what are they doing? They cutting up and living a complete secular life, and they think it's completely okay to do it. And they'll do it because they think they got enough power to do it and nobody gonna say nothing about it. The end. I got to get to this live interview. I love you guys. No post show today. I got to skip it because I got to do this interview. But I'll make it up to you tomorrow. See y'all on the next one. I'm out.